Hi. How
Hi.
to overcome dissatisfaction with life? Michelle's story of finding purpose and intention. For anyone who has been feeling dissatisfied in life despite the success, today's story is going to inspire you. Michelle is going to share her story of feeling stressed despite success and how finding purpose in life helped her. She's also going to talk about 7-day challenge of increasing intentionality and purpose in life. So, are you ready? Hello, friends. If this is the first time you are joining us, I'm Dr. Rosina. I have been helping people with stress, anxiety, and depression for last 20 years as a psychiatrist, that is a medical doctor with specialization in mental health. I'm also a clinical professor at University of Washington and a best-selling author of Stress to Joy. You're watching and listening to Happy and Healthy Mind with Dr. Rosina, a weekly program where we share practical tips for mental wellness. So, joining today is Michelle DeSouza. Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Dr. Rozina.
Thanks for joining. Michelle is a former banking economist who converted her hobbies into a career and became an award winning creative director. She's also a certified leadership coach and helps successful people who feel discontent and frustrated find meaning and purpose so they can live with significance. So let us hear from Michelle. So, Michelle, tell us, you've been, of course, successful and a leader in your field. When did you start feeling this dissatisfaction and stress in your life?
I think it all started with a product that I was very successful commercially and that I launched over here. It was for the gambling industry. And after about 6 months, when the statistics were revealed and it showed how that product really increased the level and the amount of gambling bets that were placed every time it was released, I kind of like had to take a step back and really evaluate how I was using my gifts and talents in the industry and what kind of impact that I wanted that to have as well. And realizing how it was negatively impacting individuals just didn't sit right with my values. And I like to live very authentically. So this was a major kind of source of stress or frustration. And ever since then, so then I quit that job and started to look at working in industries where they were giving back to the communities and they were making a positive difference. So I think that was one of the, very important moments in my life that helped me change direction. And since then, I can really be really satisfied with, the things that I produce and put out in the market as well.
So, were you feeling a lot of stress before you made the change?
Yeah, well, it was, I enjoy being creative. So, and it was really a question of just realigning my values with what I thought was really important. So, I think that was the critical point. It was really stressful prior to that. And I started to realize that one of the key things for me was really aligning values with either corporate values or where I was working. So I had to learn to live more authentically as well to things that resonated with me.
Okay. Yeah. So, before you made that change, how
Yeah.
was stress affecting you? Other than feeling dissatisfied, was it affecting your physical health or mental health or stress level? Was it impacting you in any ways?
Yes, I think it was like really impacting my mental health more than anything else. Feeling very exhausted and tired, kind of like constantly asking myself, what is this life all about and where am I going with all of this? What is my bigger purpose? What is my bigger why? And really trying to get to the bottom of all of that. Yeah, and just not sleeping well, extreme exhaustion. And I was wondering what was going on because I was using my gifts and my strengths and my talent, but there was still something missing. And I had to really go on a journey to figure that out and find out what really matters to me in life, what is truly important, what are my priorities. And yeah, just navigating that. And I think just having that one incident was, really good for me to start the journey of finding purpose and finding meaning in life. Yeah.
That's wonderful. So now, after you did find the purpose and you are living intentional and life with purpose, how do you feel different?
Oh, there's such a huge difference because I'm not only using my gifts, but I just have this sense of inner peace and joy and
Mm.
contentment. And, because I'm living my values and living very authentically, I don't have to apologize for who I am in this world. Like I can talk with people from a real place of peace and understand other people's challenges and stresses as well. Because I've been there, like I've walked this journey out myself as well. So I understand when people say, I don't feel content or I feel like something is missing. Yeah, like I mean, I've been there. I've asked myself all those questions as well. So yeah, I would really highly recommend it because it's a wonderful place to work from. Yeah.
Yeah. But like everybody cannot quit their job or, so how do they find this meaning and purpose even if they're not able to change their jobs?
I think the first thing is identifying what is important to you and what is a priority for you, right? Like, and once you identify that, you can, and I totally get that not everyone can quit their job and not everyone can leave. And especially in this particular climate as well, it's really challenging. But what I would recommend is once you figure out what your priorities are, then I think even making suggestions at work, looking around to see what can you do at work. What is there a workmate or a colleague that is struggling? Can you just offer them a listening ear just by picking up the phone? If you're not working in the office in the workplace at the moment, just picking up the phone and asking, hey, how are you traveling through this time? And sometimes
So like
all
things outside the work too, like you were the previously we were talking about, you were describing how you participate, how your value is to help people, and it really upsets you when you see injustice.
yes.
So tell us a little bit about your experience with that project and how that helped you.
Yeah, so what I ended up doing a little while ago is I got the opportunity to host a film called The True Cost. And it was really talking about fast fashion and who really pays the price for us to have cheap clothing. And so I went around trying to get sponsors for the event as well in terms of food and just even a location to host to screen the film. And what happened in that process of looking for sponsors is educating them as well about modern day slavery and what that means and cheap labor and where do our clothes really come from. And at the film event there were lots of people from who were highly educated but who had no idea or had never really stopped to think about where do these clothes actually come from, who is preparing them, what conditions are they working in. And just even hosting that film made such a big difference because people then started to say, hey, I'm going to really choose differently or research the companies that, that probably have a better handle on their supply chain and don't use slave labor or, things like that. So even a small event like that has impacted so many people who are now thinking differently about who should I give my valuable money to, and where do I buy products from, and are these people being, careful about and checking out their supply chain
So
links as
good
well.
job.
Thank you.
Yeah, good job. So what you are saying is that even if you're not able to find that satisfaction in your work and you're not able to change the job, you can do a lot of volunteer type of projects and
Yeah,
find the purpose like that, like you did with this project.
yeah,
So that's wonderful. Good job. And I truly believe that service is one major happiness habit that gives that inner happiness that
mhm,
cannot come from anything else. And it doesn't only help other people, but it also helps you by giving you that
yes.
satisfaction
Absolutely.
and
And can
purpose.
take the focus away from yourself as well and onto issues that are bigger. So it also helps you grow because you're stretching yourself into a new area of growth and, realizing that, hey, I'm actually capable of a lot more than I thought I was. And that gives you strength and, belief, self-belief as well. Yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah, yeah. So let's kind of shift our gears a little bit and share that 7-day challenge that you were talking about. How can somebody take this challenge and how would it help somebody?
Yeah, so I prepared this 7-day challenge to help people or to give some ideas, really, like 7 different ideas that you can use and be really intentional. So, anyone who is ready or was feeling this dissatisfaction and just wants to be more intentional but doesn't know where to start, then, I would highly recommend or encourage people to get this free PDF that's available and just work through the 7-day each one challenge a day. Now these challenges are quite small. They shouldn't take you very long. They probably take you like a couple of minutes to organize. And Dr. Rosina, we're going to go through some of these now.
Sure, sure. I would go through them in a second. I just wanted to learn, if somebody does take this challenge, how would it change their life?
Okay, so it is really to get them started on this journey of intentional living and purposeful living. So intentionality, being really intentional about being purposeful and about helping other people. I think what it does, like we were talking about earlier, it takes a focus off yourself. It helps you pre-plan stuff and really think about how am I going to make a difference in somebody's life, else's life today. What do I want to do to make someone else happy, and just give you a slightly different focus as well from where you are. So being really, really
So
purposeful.
it may help people feel more satisfied in their life. It may
Yeah,
make them more happier
yeah,
and possibly healthier, because then they would feel this energy. Because I've seen, I mean, when you are living with intention, everything takes on bigger meaning in life. And
yes,
so, and then you can kind of, even when there are stressors, you're able to handle them better.
yeah.
So why don't we go through those? So the first day challenge is, what's the first day challenge?
So, making family a priority is your challenge for day one for those who are ready to embark on this journey. And what it is like, look, I don't have family locally where I'm living at the moment, but some of my friends have replaced my family locally. So whatever your situation is, choose somebody that is like family to you, or choose a family member if you're fortunate enough to have family around you, and think about something that they really enjoy doing and then choose to do it with them. So call them up. This is not going to take you more than a couple of minutes to think about something, and then contact them and ask them to join you. So it could be as simple as taking a walk together, as sitting and having a coffee together, or zooming with them on a Zoom call, which is very popular these days
Yeah.
because some of us, depending on where you are in the world, can't really go out. much, and there are restrictions on. But yeah, just be really creative in how you connect with them, and do something that they really enjoy. Go to a movie, or yeah, whatever they enjoy. Visit a museum.
That's a great suggestion because social connectedness is one of the five wellness practices that actually have shown to decrease the depression and anxiety by 30 to 40%.
Wow,
And we
yeah.
can,
So
yeah, we can share a link to the video, the program we did with Dr. Jane, where we talked about these wellness habits, and social connectedness was one of those. So that's wonderful.
yes.
What's the second day challenge that people can take?
So day two is be the first person to help. So say you hear someone describing that they're either, having a difficult time or working on a really big project. Offer, be the first one to help, because often being the first person to help, like I know that if somebody offered to help me, the first person that offered to help me, I would be super grateful, and always remember them as well. So it's kind of like a little bit of a selfish motive, but really your intention is to raise your hand to help them as well. So again, that is not going to take too long to organize. So hopefully you'll be able to do that, and it will give you great joy in just being able to help them through their whatever challenge that they're going through, and you might learn a few things as well. So yeah.
Wonderful. And let's move on to the third point. So, our third day challenge. So, Michelle, what can people do on a third day in this 7 day challenge?
Oh, this is a really fun one. Now you can be as creative as you like with it, and it's just a random, intentional act of kindness. So you think about something that somebody likes and just bless them with it. You could send flowers to people, or you could send a box of donuts to somebody who loves sweet things. It's just meant to be really fun, and to show people that you are thinking of them. And because whenever someone gets you a gift, you know that it's not so much what is in the box that matters, but it's the fact that that person stopped to actually think about you and take time to appreciate you being in their life, and then they've done this beautiful little gesture to show you a
So,
little bit.
is these acts of kindness only to friends and family, or are we talking about to strangers also?
Yeah, you could even do that with a stranger, like, and it could be something as simple and as random as, if you like what they're wearing, you could maybe just compliment them or say, oh, hey, you've got a beautiful smile, or, not in a creepy way, but in a genuine way, like if you genuinely feel that. So just be careful with strangers, because they don't really know who you are or your intention. But I found that kind of works really well.
They may think that you're flirting with them.
They might think if it's the opposite sex, yes. So just be a bit
So,
cautious about that. But it's always well received as well by people. And who knows, maybe you would be the brightest spark in their day, just from making a small comment like that. We don't know what people are carrying with them on a day-to-day basis. And a little comment or a little smile can go a long way in changing their day as well.
yeah, I had a friend who would sometimes pay for the next person's coffee or meal or something like
Yes,
that.
that's a great idea. If you buy coffee or anything like that, just offering to pay in advance for the next person that comes along can be quite surprising. Yeah.
And it gives you this inner joy.
Yes, yes. And when you're intentional about it, like if you can really think through, like, what is it that I want to do? How do I want to surprise people today? And yeah, I think most of you guys will find this really fun. Yeah.
Wonderful. So, what's the fourth challenge we can take?
The fourth challenge is to partner with a friend to make a difference. So now this can range. It can be anything that if somebody says, "Hey," like say for example, when I was hosting this film, for example, like a couple of my friends said, "Hey, I'm really passionate about this cause as well. I believe the same thing that you do. What can I do to help in this area?" And I was super grateful because it is quite a big thing to organize a film screening. So yeah, so we partnered together and we had so much fun. Like we went and did the shopping together for the food for the evening. We like looked at the venues together to make decisions. So when you partner, you can, be involved in that particular event as well and learn a whole heap of things as well. It could inspire you to do things yourself too. So yeah, don't turn down opportunities like that. Yeah.
Wonderful. And what's the fifth challenge we can take?
Intentional mealtime conversations. I love this challenge too because I think that you like if you're really purposeful and while you're preparing to, get together with friends over a meal or family over a meal as well, you can try and think about a question that you want to ask people, something that will provoke their thinking and will lead the discussion in a more kind of like a less superficial and a more kind of like dynamic way. So you could ask questions like, what is on your bucket list? What are some of the things that you really want to do? Or tell me something, the best piece of advice that you've ever received.
It's a very interesting thing. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're getting me excited. I just want to ask the audience, please share in the comments with like, what are some of the things that you do to, or what kind of questions you ask for intentional mealtime conversation. That would be great to learn from each other. So
yeah,
please share.
yes. It's a really fun one as well. You can have a lot of fun with this as well. I just share the conversation, completely different
Yeah.
area. Yeah.
So what's the sixth challenge we can take?
Okay, so this one is really cool as well. Surprising people with how much they matter to you. So maybe you have someone that has really sown into your life or has helped you at a really critical time in your life, but you haven't really had the time to express to them what it has meant or how your life has changed since they helped you through that issue. So just surprising them, either sending them a card and telling and expressing what their help meant to you and how that has helped you on your journey, or picking up the phone and, again, talking to them and saying, "Hey, you remember you did XYZ at this time to me, and this has gone such a long way. Look at where I am today," and just updating them on where you are at since you last encountered them. Yeah.
That's wonderful. And so what's the seventh challenge?
So the final thing is just like we've been talking about, doing everything intentionally. And if these 6 days so far have inspired you, then sit and think about, what is my bigger purpose? Where do I want to contribute in a bigger way as well? What does this life really mean for me? And what do I want to get out of it? How do I want to, what kind of person do I want to be while I'm going through this life? And who do I want to become at the end of it? So being really intentional about figuring out where you want to go next and what do you want to do as well.
So it seems like the day seven should be the rest of your life.
Yes, it almost is. Yeah. If this journey has really spurred you up, it's like the start of the rest of your life. Yeah. And making that decision.
So there's a question coming up, and the question is, how do you find time for life with purpose? It seems like these are additional things you have to do, and we have very stressful and very busy lives. And so, how do you find time for doing extra activities to make difference in other people's lives?
Yes, that's a really good question. Thank you, Dr. Rosina, for asking that. It is like, I think for me, what was really important was first figuring out what is my priority, what really, really matters to me. And then I think once you make that decision, it's quite easy to re-juggle your diary and to put things in that really matters. You might actually find that in your diary there are things that you do just out of habit, or that you've always been doing that, but you might look at it and go, is that really important? Is that a priority? Or does this take priority over that? And you might want to, drop some things that you have been doing just because you've always done them, or because you've not had anything else to fill that space. And now, if you've got something that is a high priority, I believe that we will make time for it. And that's what I ended up doing.
Wonderful. Yeah, they say we don't manage time, we manage priorities. And
Yes,
so we can
yes,
always find time to watch that drama that we really like
yes,
on
exactly.
television. We always find the time to listen to that music that we really love. And so when something is important, we find time. All
Yes.
right. So great. So how can people get the access to the ebook that if they want to take this challenge?
So yes, so this ebook is available. Dr. Rosina, are they planning to? Do they have to text you? Yes. So you
Yeah,
can.
so then they can text this joyful to 38470, and they would be able to get all the gifts, including this ebook, Live with Purpose and Intention, and they would be able to take this 7-day challenge. And I know you kind of run a program called Significance Formula. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, so this has just really come from my own journey of finding significance over success. So I guess, we are all blessed so we can live an abundant life ourselves, but also so that we can be a blessing to other people as well. So yes, so this is a journey that I take people on, if you are interested in, to help them find their purpose, understand their big why and what life is all about for them, and then help them to actually get on that path as well and navigate it. So I'll work with them for 3 months, and to find that, till they find that inner joy and contentment and peace that we were talking about earlier as well, and so that they feel really fulfilled in their life. So yeah.
Wonderful. So do you have any last word?
My last word is to be really intentional, to not be distracted. This In this day and age, we have so many distractions in life as well. And I think finding, what really matters to you. I think this whole pandemic season as well is giving us time to pause and think about our priorities and what really is important. There are some things that we have not been able to do for a long period of time, but we've still been surviving. We've still been going really well. So, really just take time out in this season as well, to ponder on those things and figure out what really matters and how we can be a blessing, even in a small way, to those around us as well. So we can build really strong communities where we serve and help each other.
Thank you so much, Michelle. Yeah, I think if people apply these principles that have helped you and maybe take this challenge that may kind of increase their intentionality, I'm sure
Yeah.
that would help them live a more healthier and happier life. So, my message to you guys is that remember, life is going to present a lot of challenges and a lot of stressors.
Mm.
If the way you respond to these challenges can make this stress either an opportunity for growth or a source of illness. And every step that you take to improve your response to these stressors will take you from stress to joy. So take one step today. You can do it. Till next time, Dr. Rosina.
Bye.